Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Alright, seeing as we are 1 week out from the Acolyte,
One week from
let's
today.
go over some more interview stuff that was said, because I'm very interested, and the more I read about, the more I'm curious, and I want other people to be curious too, I guess.
Good curious, bad curious, or just curious?
Kind of good curious, but I usually go into these things positive.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. We had an interview with Jung-jae as well as Daphne Keane, who are, of course, both playing Jedis in the thing here, in the Acolyte. Daphne Keane is playing Jecki Lan, who is Master Soul's current Padawan.
Okay.
First, Jung-jae has this to say about Master Soul. He's a Jedi who has a lot of combat experience. He's a teacher to the Jedi younglings as well, and he comes across a series of mysterious events and follows what unfolds. Master Soul is someone who has great heart, especially someone who thinks of his other fellow Jedi. That really stuck with me because of that characteristic. There is a unique warmth and courage to my character.
Aren't all Jedi supposed to be kind of warm and...
But I think it's because he's a trainer. You know, he's talking about how he works with the younglings a lot. So he's, like, very looking out for his fellow Jedi, maybe more so than some of the others who I specifically train a Padawan, but I'm in charge of a bunch of younglings. Is maybe you feel more sense of responsibility towards them as they grow up, so you're looking out for your other fellow Jedi more, and maybe just that warmth that you show when you're dealing with younger kids. Because sometimes it's hard to deal with, like, young kids. And
Sure.
he does it all the time, apparently, so...
I guess. I don't know. I just think most Jedi are probably warm, not as detached as we see in the prequels, perhaps.
On the other side of this, Keane says that her Jedi Padawan, Jecki, is like no other Padawan, that she's
course.
more capable than her ranking would indicate.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And she says, I can say she's a team player, she's fun, and she's really cool. She's got some sick fight scenes, so look forward to that. A lot of sabers. She's very diligent, talented Padawan. She's a very wise character. She's very intelligent, mature beyond her years. There's a really fun dynamic between Jecki and Charlie Barnett's character, Yord. He's a great friend of mine. I adore him. Jecki's much more competent than he is the entire time, but he's a knight because he's older. So there's this really interesting dynamic of him being a little bit useless and her being like, you need to step your game up, which is really fun to play. She's a very perceptive character. She's got a very hard shell. She's overachieving. She's actually a really sweet character at heart, and I think there's one character, that I can't really say who it is, who brings that softness out of her. It was really lovely to play that. Now,
Okay,
is this
so
just
best
love
at
for her
everything.
character, or...
No, it sounds like we're going to have like a...
Well, it could just be because she really loves her character. She sees her
Sure.
character as being really good at things. And keep in mind, she's 19. Sure.
Sounds pretty capable.
Not to mention, is she more accomplished than Venestra?
I doubt
From the High Republic?
Venestra's supposed to be pretty old. Well, Venestra was
When
the...
Venestra was a kid, she was
Yeah,
like
I
the
get what you're
youngest Jedi Knight ever, or youngest Jedi Master.
I don't know. Sounds
Just
like
saying.
sounds like the perfect Jedi here. Hope she gets
At least
killed.
in her head.
Hope she dies.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Or am I? We'll see.
That's pretty harsh. Apparently, to prepare for his role in Star Wars, Jung-jae rewatched the Star Wars movies and, of course, did a lot of training. He said he really had to pull out everything that he had. Every technique was put to good use in this series. It's action-packed. You're going to get a lot of different types of action as well. It's a mysterious story that you're going to follow a very adequate mix of that detective genre with action.
All right. Well, we shall see.
We shall see.
They've compared it to the Phantom
Yeah.
Menace, as we talked about, which is
I mean, he says that it's going to keep you at the edge of your toes, wanting to guess, and it's going to bring a whole other level of entertainment factor to the Star Wars story. This one will bring you a mysterious energy. Wanting to constantly think about who did it is going to be even more fun for the fans. Well, that's kind of one thing that we like, is I like that water cooler, let's sit here and theorize what do we think is going to happen next week.
sure. Yeah, I like that kind of thing too.
As long as it has a payoff at the end that is satisfactory.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? It's easy to create a mystery. It's not so easy to answer it or create it in a way that's interesting.
Right,
Make
because
the
it has to be
solution.
interesting. It has to be something that I didn't guess on week 1, too.
Yeah, or guess even before we go into the show.
Ooh.
Like there's twins. Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun. Apparently, Daphne Keane got to go to the famous Jedi school that Lucasfilm sets up for movies that are going to have, or shows as well, that will be very Jedi-centric.
Okay.
Because the Force users, kind of, a lot of them use Force in the same way. And if you're a Jedi, and you were taught during the time of the High Republic, during the time of the prequels, you would have very similar styles of things because you were taught,
By Yoda.
By Yoda.
Yoda's school of lightsaber techniques.
So she said, we had these things called Jedi meetings where all of us Jedi would go into this room with the Star Wars specialists. They'd be like, ask away. It was like school. We were taught the ages from which we're a youngling, when you're a Padawan, when you're a knight, and a master, all the levels of it. She said we had Force training with this woman called Alex, who would be our one-on-one. You'd go into this room and she'd teach you how to wield the Force. We all had the stun training with sabers, of course, as well.
That's interesting.
Well, you know, how easy is it to come off as really goofy when you're like, look, I'm pushing a door open with the Force, and how should that look?
It's always going to look goofy in a way, right?
It is, but they have to, like, train you to take it seriously, and this is what you're doing, and this is how it should feel, maybe. Maybe you have to push your hand as if you are resistancing. Maybe they have, a resistance thing that you're pushing against to kind of practice. I don't know. I'm not the teacher at Jedi school, but I could be.
Clearly not. Maybe you should be. Maybe you should take over the school.
Maybe there's a mime instructor, too. I'm just saying, mimes would have that down.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe there's a little crossover there. As for the story, Jung-jae says, what I can say is that Leslie's story is something that really connects everything that the Star Wars universe has created up until this moment. She did an amazing job painting the picture of the very earliest time period that any story has been told within the universe.
What?
Yeah, I was just saying nice things.
I think that's
but
really
you do that. You just have to say nice things when you're in a show.
I know. We talk about that all the time. How they're saying what they're supposed to say most of the time, right? That's what they do. That's what they're actors. They act even when they're promoting their material, unless it's Madam Web.
Well, they wait until afterwards, and then they were like, "Yeah, we know it sucked."
Yeah,
because they're probably released from contract at that point.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know how that works because I'm sure.
Well, and as an actor, they have to save face as well. They can't just sit there and go, "No, I'm going to defend this to the end of time."
That's true too, because then you just look stupid. Or well, I mean, then again, we know, right? We know if your movie's bad and you're defending it.
But it's risky then also for the next studio to want to pick them up if they know they're going to go and be like, "Yeah, you just told everyone our movie was bad."
Yeah, but if
we knew our movie was bad, but you didn't have to tell everyone our movie was bad. They knew.
Yeah.
Craven, looking at you, waiting for you.
Hey, that's supposed to be like rewatchable or something. Didn't they just say that about it?
Craven was going to be rewatchable?
It was supposed to be so good that people are going to want to watch it over and over again. Didn't like the director
when movies
just say
are
that?
so bad that I want to watch them over and over again, so I guess that counts, right?
I don't think that's what they said. I don't remember. I heard a little something about it. I didn't look too deep into it.
Okay.
So apparently Craven is going to be so good you want to watch it over and over again.
Or so bad it's good you want to watch it over and over again.
I don't think that's what he was saying, but
we'll see. I'll be the judge of that.
We will, yeah.
All right, the last thing I want to touch on is what Jung-jae says kind of about the conflict between his character and May, his former Padawan, and possibly the main villain of the show.
Probably not.
We don't know. Mystery box, right?
I mean, if it's a mystery box,
puzzle box. She's got a puzzle box, right? We can't say mystery box. That's JJ.
Yeah, I would imagine it won't be her because that seems the obvious choice.
We shall see.
I don't know. It's her twin.
It's actually Jackie.
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe. Wouldn't that be... I called it first right here.
Jedi,
right
the
here.
The one that she's like,
Naboo's
you
crazy
suck.
theories. Right there.
Yeah, it's Clonikin. Mm-hmm. But maybe I'm going to say it's the incompetent Jedi. He's actually just playing.
You're calling it as Yord?
Oh, that's, yeah.
His name, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what Lee says is, the way the two characters are set up in the story, it's a tool to maximize the drama between the characters. That kind of character dynamic allows for even greater conflict and even more intriguing stories. It was a very well-written script and a very well-thought-out character setup. What I find interesting, and I didn't think of this earlier, and I don't know why, so we know that Lee, Master Soul is hunting down his former Padawan, May.
Yep.
He does have a current Padawan, Jackie. And at one point, we do see in the trailers an image of May holding a knife to Jackie's throat.
Okay.
Now, there's a dynamic there that none of them are talking about. This is her replacement.
Well, I mean, replacement is the wrong word.
Well, we don't know why she's not training with him anymore. Was it that they expelled her? Did she leave? What is the reason she is no longer a Padawan? Does she feel resentment towards Jackie?
Maybe.
I don't know, just
maybe she got her kicked out because she's that student. You know the one.
She's like, I want to be Master Soul's
the perfect
Padawan.
One. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of May. Maybe that's part of the story. Maybe that's why she's the villain. She's framing her for these murders. Bum, bum, bum.
And you solved it.
I solved it. Look at her. This video won't even get watched by enough people for it to make a difference.
No.
But
the few who watch it and get it ruined, they're going to be upset. That's all that matters.
Like Clonikin. In my great armorer theory, that should have been real.
I liked the armorer theory. It's better than the Clonikin theory, yeah. That it's like another...
No, I still think that the armorer should have been Bo-Katan's sister.
Yeah, another sister.
Right, but it could be Corky's mom.
Yeah, because we don't know how that all fits in, yeah.
Yeah, just saying that she could have been...
Because if you have a nephew, that implies a sister or a
brother
that has
somewhere.
Spawned this child. Not that it came out of the ether or something.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I would have loved it if that was a sibling to Bo-Katan. Maybe a sibling between the ages of Satine and...
Yeah. Well, Satine would probably be the oldest, obviously. So
So I think it should have been like a middle child. Or maybe it was the oldest and she didn't want the throne. She wanted to follow the great traditions of Mandalore.
Maybe.
Maybe her nephew didn't really see eye to eye to her and wanted to be raised in the pacifist ways. All right, let's move into new this week in Star Wars, etc. Not a lot going on this week. You did get your Meme Monday yesterday. I'm sorry.
Wow, the way you said it, like, there you go, take your Meme Monday.
Take your Meme Monday. As for Wednesday, we've got comics, of course. We've got Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red, #2, and Jango Fett, #3, because he needed his own book.
He did, to do cool things in.
Before he loses his head.
Literally.
And on Thursday, for all of the Discord patrons, all the Patreon members, it is voice chat at 8 p.m. Central Time, Thursday.
Yeah.
We will be starting our theories, our crazy out there theories about what's going to be happening in the Acolyte. Okay. Let's get some bingo out there or something. Make like an Acolyte bingo.
Oh, yeah, like what do you got on your bingo card?
What's on your bingo card, yeah.
All right, we can do that.
I want to see what people think is coming, because then we can, play games after weeks go by to see who was
right,
most correct. But if you know actual leaks, you don't get to...
Well, I don't know that there's any actual confirmed leaks. There's leaks.
I know that the people are coming out with reviews already.
Oh, there are. Yeah, the first 4 episodes have been
or whatever.
Yeah,
I hate those, honestly. I want everyone to get to see it at the same time, and nobody gets to talk about it.
Oddly enough, everybody gets to see it early from Disney. Thought it was pretty good.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how that works, huh?
Why can't they let you see it first? You'd give it like a fair shake.
Because that's the problem.
But you'd give it a fair shake.
I would.
If they really, really believed that this was really great, I think they should give it to you, the Thor Skywalker test, Because you will give it a fair shake.
I would, too.
If it was good, if you were enjoying it, you would say what you were enjoying.
I will give my honest opinion.
And if you didn't like it, I don't know, maybe they could, maybe they could make a deal with you. They'll let you see it, and if you did have a more positive review, they'll let you post it.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
And if you didn't, then you don't even get to say that you saw it.
That's as bad as anything else. Like, we're going to let you watch it, but if you didn't like it, you can't say anything. Well,
but you could say something once they officially drop.
But
treat it like you didn't see it until everyone else did.
Well, that's pointless, though. Like,
I don't think Disney... to watch it early.
I don't think Disney... I'm probably not on Disney and Lucasfilm's radar.
No.
I mean, I might be to some... I'm sure they probably...
More fair...
To be set my humility aside, they've probably heard of me. Some at Lucasfilm probably know me.
There's probably like one or two people who are like, I know who that is.
I'm sure that I've actually been contacted by people who claim to work at Lucasfilm who had interesting information that did turn out to be accurate. So who the hell knows? But yeah, I don't think they would ever do that because I am going to be honest. So the problem is if it is bad, then people are going to know it's not just me. Well, those who actually know me and don't think I'm like a hater just to hate.
I love every now and again when I see something on random post that's like, oh, there's that Thor, he's a hater. I'm like, oh, no, that was actually bad. So he can hate this. And I love that the comment section goes back to, Thor's actually pretty balanced.
Yeah, I'm going to tell, that's the problem. See, if it is bad, and I say it's bad, then there are going to be a lot of people who like know that I'm going to be honest, and are like, well, it actually must be bad because Thor said it was bad. Right? At least I hope that's what a lot of people think of me. And I know a lot of people think I'm just a hater and or a shill. I get called the other way too.
You do. You get it both ways. It's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun. But anyway, that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.